Jesus was crucified at about 9 a.m. And then from that 9 a.m. till 12 noon, suddenly light ceased. At the time that light should be fullest, darkness came everywhere. That is the 6th hour. Everywhere dark. And that darkness continued till 3 p.m. That is the 9th hour. Everywhere was dark. Then came that last cry, and then his spirit exited. And then came the earthquake, shaking to the point that rocks broke into pieces. The earthquake broke rocks. And then something happened in the temple. The veil in the temple, there is the compartment called the holiest of all. That is the innermost compartment. That one, it is only the high priest that can access it, that can enter into it. And that is once in a year. If he tries it any other day, he will just die. He will be killed instantaneously. And that day that he has access to it, it is not like anyhow you want to enter. No, he will first of all sanctify himself. A cow will be killed, an ox will be killed, and then the blood sanctifies him. Then he enters, being qualified to enter, and then an ox is also killed for the whole Israel. He offers the blood. The Bible scholars tell us that, I don't know how true, but just as a matter of information, that a kind of rope is put around the waist of the high priest. So if he dies inside, somebody will pull him out. God is feared. God is dreaded. Let the man not enter there now, and God will kill him. That was how it was. That is God's presence. Human beings didn't have access to God's presence. That's what it was showing. So that temple, that part of the temple was separated from the sanctuary by a veil. The sanctuary was the area where the priests used to enter to burn their incense and do some things. It is just for the priests and the Levites, the sanctuary. After the sanctuary, there is a veil between the sanctuary and the general congregation area. So the first veil, then this is the second veil. This second veil will run from the top of the temple down. In the time of Solomon, the temple was about 30 cubits high. And by calculation, a cubit is about 18 inches, which is 1/2 feet. So 30 cubits high will be 45 feet. That's the length. But by the time Herod the Great built that magnificent temple in Jerusalem, it is one of the wonders of the ancient world. It was a temple built with white marble. Time was taken to build it. He made it a bit higher than that of Solomon. Bible scholars tell us that it was about 40 cubits high. That makes it about 60 feet high. So the veil, this curtain, will run from the height down. So the length of that curtain was about 60 feet. The width was about 30 cubits, which would be 45 feet. And then Bible scholars tell us that the thickness was about 4 inches. That it will need use of horses to separate it. 4 inches thick. As soon as Jesus died, his spirit moved from him. That thick, heavy curtain, 60 feet high, down. Tore from the top. Nobody used any knife, signifying that there is now access into God's presence. That God that was hidden, unreachable, is now accessible. So in the book of Hebrews chapter 4, I think about verse 6, it says, let us come boldly unto the throne of grace. Come boldly.